Live and on your side, this is News Channel 7 at 5.
Good evening, I'm Amy Wood. Pamela Graham has the night off.
And I'm Tom Crabtree. Thanks for joining us.
A Greer man is behind bars after a shooting this afternoon in Taylor's. It happened at the Oakview Village apartment complex on Boiling Road in Greenville. Police say 25-year-old Theodore Brooks shot 23-year-old Telly Witcher after they got into an argument. Witcher was rushed to Greenville Memorial Hospital with several gunshot wounds. Police say his injuries are not life-threatening.
30 meth labs. That's how many Greenville County authorities have uncovered this year after finding one today. Deputies are on the scene now, cleaning up a lab found this afternoon on Peden Road. We're told a warrants team was serving paperwork and they smelled a chemical odor. A man at the home was arrested, but a woman ran away.
A 7 on your side school watch now that will answer a question many parents wonder about. You talk about the paper, the pens, the file folders, even crayons. These are the things that your child's school probably already has in stock, right? But as News Channel 7's Chris Mao explains tonight, many of you want to know why you're still required to go on that scavenger hunt for the stuff every year.
Schools are stocking up for another year.
Oh, where do we begin?
You name it.
Behind me we have tag board, chart board, and
It seems like they've got it.
we have lots and lots of drawing paper here, file folders.
But
A lot of it is going to the art room, and a good portion of this is also going down the kindergarten classrooms for the 5Ks and the 4Ks.
hands-on projects to learn letters and get creative come from this closet at Brushy Creek Elementary in Taylor's before the first bell ever rings. You don't pay a dime for this stuff.
These are all purchased with district funds, yes.
But that still doesn't cover everything that goes on in here. Your school supply list will cover everything from pencils and scissors to crayons and markers.
We can't afford to do that for every child. You can imagine with 700 children in our school what that bill would look like.
Some of you have contacted me saying you spend about $70 per child for school supplies. If you apply that to our equation, you'll find the bill totals nearly $5,000. And there's more.
How quickly do kids go through these supplies?
Very quickly, you'd be amazed.
Which makes them order even more supplies throughout the year.
Now, I feel like we do a lot, and we would love to be able to do it all, but we just can't.
There is something you can do. You can call for free supplies in your area. In Taylor's, Chris Mao, News Channel 7.
Now, we did find an upstate school district that is doing the legwork for you. That's right, parents in Cherokee County don't have to hunt for supplies. That story's coming up for you tomorrow morning on Daybreak. Of course, many of you have called us wanting to know how do you qualify for the free school supplies, the stuff the bus supplies that Jack Roper shows you every night. Well, if you live in Spartanburg or Greenville County, contact your local United Way. If you live in Anderson County, call Interfaith Ministries. And if you live in Henderson County, get in touch with the Storehouse. You'll find all those phone numbers in your phone book. We thank you all for helping out.
Children at the Boys and Girls Club get a special treat. That story's next at 5.
Then we introduce you to a woman who's making a difference in the lives of children with cancer.
And yes, you didn't dream it up. It did get hotter today. We'll talk about your forecast, your live VIPA forecast in just a minute.
I wanted to get clean, but I didn't know how.
Moms addicted to illegal drugs. Is there an option besides jail? New at 6. Hear one story of hope.
Time now to go to Amy Brown. She has your News Channel 7 live traffic update. Amy, what you got?
Now, we're looking good through the upstate, looking at Interstate 26 at 85 from the Department of Transportation cameras to see everything moving smoothly this afternoon. That's how it's going on 85 as well, all the way through the upstate. No problems there. The 85 business loop looking good. So is 385 out of downtown Greenville. All in all, a pretty smooth commute for you. I'm Amy Brown. That's your latest live drive traffic brought to you by Mako Collision Repair and Auto Painting, America's Body Shop.
On the next Everybody Loves Raymond,
all I need is one day without any distractions.
Ray wants a little time alone to work.
You want me to go camping without you, with all the kids? Are you insane? You do not play golf. You do not watch TV.
Right.
His wife's not a happy camper.
What are you doing, Ray?
Okay, all right, listen, I know what you're thinking.
Really? Then why aren't you protecting yourself?
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Tonight at 7 on News Channel 7.
Farrell Kia of Spartanburg has every new Kia outlet priced with discounts up to $10,000 off retail. Plus, Farrell Kia will beat any Kia dealer's advertised price by $500 or give you a new Kia for free. Brand new 2005 Kia Optima sedan, outlet priced just $98.88. Or a brand new 2005 rugged Sorrento SUV, outlet priced just $15,588. Farrell Kia of Spartanburg.
We're open late in the upstate with the lowest prices in the nation.
Joey, do you come from a large family?
Yes, George. Why do you ask?
They're here.
They must have heard about the Whirlpool Duet washer and dryer.
Whirlpool's Duet laundry pair can wash up to 16 pairs of jeans in a single load and dry them super fast. Plus, the Duet can even handle fine delicates. Whirlpool's Duet washer and dryer. Enough cleaning power for even the largest family. Check them out now at H.H. Gregg.
Smart family, Joey.
It's in our genes, George.
Just imagine your dream home.
You're about to see how Jim Walter Homes can make your dream home a reality.
Can you see it?
Built board by board, the real deal.
And the features and options we wanted.
More than 20 models, and this one's perfect.
Call for your free copy of Home Free to see how you can build with no money down.
Who knew they had such great homes?
Gorgeous new floor plan.
And we built all this with no money down.
And that's not all. You pay no points or closing costs.
We financed our land payoff.
And our home in one mortgage.
And we got a monthly payment we could afford.
That's right. You can build a brand new home with zero down payment, no points, and no closing costs.
You just get a lot more home this way.
Call 1-800-4WALTER today for your free copy of Home Free or visit JimWalterHomes.com.
You can see it. Jim Walter Homes can see it too.
Children in the Spartanburg Boys and Girls Club got a special treat today. They got to watch the Carolina Panthers this morning up close. The kids watched the players go through warm-ups and run drills. The Kids' Day was a reward for hard work.
Like most times we don't have a chance to go to a Panthers game, but now since we can come see them and watch, and then it's free, and then it's like a trip bus for our good deeds, I think it's very good. That
Make me feel superior.
Well, the day got even better. Each kid got a tote bag, CDs, a football, of course, and a pen to have their football autographed.
That is cool. Well, this is pretty cool, too. If you could sit the governor down for just 5 minutes to talk to him, what would you say? Well, your chance to do that is tomorrow. Open Door After 4 lets you get a one-on-one meeting with Governor Mark Sanford. The governor's office will start making appointments at 9 tomorrow morning. This is the phone number you have to call tomorrow morning beginning at 9, 803-734-1999. They will not take appointments before 9 o'clock, so you're wasting your time if you call any earlier. The meeting time slots begin at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Well, hopefully you know by now, but News Channel 7 recognizes individuals that make a difference in our communities with either their caring deeds or their volunteer efforts or both. This month's recipient of the Caring for the Carolinas Award is Angela Singleton. Caring for the Carolinas takes us to many places throughout the upstate and North Carolina. This month, our search takes us to the Greenville Hospital System, where we met a young lady by the name of Angela Singleton.
She does so much for our center here. Our children who are diagnosed with cancer or blood disorder go through a lot, and Angela just really brings something to their life that really just makes them feel special, makes them feel like they're a princess for the day, and just helps take their mind off everything else that they have going on. It's a tea party, and then they have a little makeup session, and they get their little crown, and it just is a fun day for the girls because many of them, after going through chemotherapy, they lose their hair, and their body, their self-esteem and their body image is very poor, and so this kind of helps make them feel good about themselves. Angela is an asset to the Greenville Children's Hospital and to the Pediatric Hematology Oncology Center because she not only sees our patients outpatient, but she also comes inpatient to see them while they're in a small room getting treatment and brings a little sunshine into their day. Got a boyfriend? Huh?
Angela is our award winner this month. Thank you, Bob. Let's give her our Caring for the Carolinas Award for the month of August, Angela Singleton. Applause, applause, applause. There she is. That's for you. Thank you, Angela Singleton, for Caring for the Carolinas. Now, if you know a worthy recipient for our Caring for the Carolinas Award, get in touch. Mail us your nomination to P.O. Box 1717, Spartanburg, 29304, or you can mail us by logging in on our website, WSPA.com. Tom and Amy, please.
Thanks, Jack. Next on News Channel 7 at 5 tonight, where to go to get help paying for those expensive prescriptions.
And a fire on a bus in London sends police into a panic at 5:30. The latest on the tightening security in London.
Now showing Shoe Week at Ross with thrilling savings of 50 to 70% off department store prices. Everything from casual to dressy for men, women, and kids. Shoe Week at Ross. Hurry or you'll miss all the excitement.
When you need a tow, don't call the slow. Reds can get there quick. I mean, like, look, even quicker than the really quick. You'll find Reds trucks are out there all day long and 7 days a week. A call is all it takes, 582-2016. Listen, Reds prices are really good on whatever it is that you need towed. And when things fall apart, Reds service worth more than gold. So, to call the good guys who really get there really quick, the number is 582-2016.
You could win a brand new Mazda RX-8 or $25,000 cash during Harris Summer Mazda Mania. Get your free daily entry now through August 27th. You could be one of the big winners August 13th or 27th. Experience one sizzling summer only at Harris. You know you gotta get to Harris. Oh, yeah!
One taste of Mayfield milk and it hits you. All milks aren't the same. Only Mayfield has the great taste milk lovers can't resist. Taste it and you'll see. There's milk, then there's Mayfield.
What does summer mean to you? This summer means savings. Get Charter Digital and enjoy your favorite channels in crystal clear digital, including your local channels and over 30 channels of digital music, all with no long-term contracts or expensive equipment to buy. Just more ways to enjoy your summer.
Get Charter's Digital Big Package for just $39.99 per month for 3 months.
There's more than just great music here. In Tennessee, the stage is set for you. Just go out and play, baby.
Tennessee's the perfect stage for thrills, family fun, unforgettable sights, and endless ways to build a lifetime of memories.
Tennessee, on this stage, it's all good.
Call or click for your free Tennessee vacation guide today.
Now playing the action-packed event of the year. Shoe Week at Ross. Save a whopping 50 to 70% off department store prices. Featuring the top brands in athletic shoes for men, women, and kids. Shoe Week at Ross. Don't miss out on the action.
Oh, the pain, the pain. Those pricey prescription drugs cause a lot of folks to either pinch pennies or go without. Now, South Carolina has joined a national initiative to help those who cannot afford drugs. And if that is you, listen closely as News Channel 7's Kristen Nastasia tells us how this works. She is live tonight in Malden with more on this story. Kristen?
It's called the Partnership for Prescription Assistance, and basically what this is a clearinghouse. All the drug companies are involved in this. You're going to make a phone call or get on the internet, and they're going to tell you what your eligible benefit is. Now, this is different from other programs because you're no longer going to come to pharmacies here like the one we're live in tonight, Malden Pharmacy. That's because this is going to come directly to either your home or your doctor's office. It's basically going to get you everything right to your home. 30 agencies, more than 30 agencies in South Carolina have signed on to support the initiative. They'll be promoting the partnership to help eligible people get the benefit. I'm told many times it can result in free medicine or drastically reduced prices. This includes folks on Medicare and Medicaid.
It's everyone coming together for the first time, all of the major pharmaceutical companies and the other programs, the rehab services, all coming together for one form application to fill out to be able to get the services that you need.
They encourage everyone to sign up. If you're sitting at home thinking, I don't know if I qualify for that, they say go ahead and make the phone call or sign on to the internet and just see, because you might be surprised. I do have those phone numbers and the internet page for you. The phone number is 888-4PPA-SC.org. Excuse me, that is actually the website. The phone number is 888-4PPA-NOW. Now, if you need the website, go to WSPA.com. News Channel 7's live in Greenville. I'm Kristen Nastasia. Back to you.
All right, it's going to help a lot of people. Thank you, Kristen. There are new developments tonight in the cases of a mother and son accused of killing 2 law enforcement officers over a property dispute more than a year and a half ago. Rita and Stephen Bixby were in court today for their roles in the deadly standoff at their Abbeville home. It happened on Union Church Road in Abbeville County off Highway 72 in December 2003. Abbeville County Sheriff Sergeant Danny Wilson was killed when he went to the home to discuss the Highway 72 widening project. Constable Donnie Oots was killed when he went to help Wilson. Cherish Keats now with the story.
It was an emotional day in court for the victims' families. Making matters worse, it's still up in the air whether the trials will be held here at the Abbeville County Courthouse. It's hard for most to forget what happened at the Bixby home on that fateful day. And now the victims' families are facing their loved one's accused killer in court.
It's been a burden on us. But we still have a long road to go. It's going to be a long process. Very long.
Stephen Bixby glances at the victims' families.
You just look back at the families, you know, it's just a thing that happened. No type of remorse at all.
Solicitor Jerry Peace didn't object, so Judge Mark Westbrook agreed to a change of venue, but says he wants a jury to be chosen outside the county and then brought back to Abbeville for the trial. Why didn't you object to the change of venue?
That's easy. Abbeville has 26,000 people in the county. It's a small, cohesive community. There's not anybody in this county who did not know about this case.
And the county would have to shell out $10,000 to $20,000 for a survey to see if an impartial jury could be chosen in Abbeville. Bixby's attorneys say they're also worried about security, so the judge ordered Sheriff Charles Goodwin to devise a security plan before he decides whether the trial will stay here.
It happened here, and I would like for it to be tried here, because it would be so inconvenient for the family to having to pick up and go to another county every day.
Sheriff Charles Goodwin now has 2 weeks to put together a security plan. I'll tell you more about that, and we'll talk to the sheriff coming up tonight at 6. I'm Cherish Keats. News Channel 7 is in Abbeville.
Cherish, thank you. Here's more of what happened in court today. In the case against Rita Bixby, her attorney tried to get her out on bond. Well, that was denied. However, the judge will allow Rita Bixby a supervised visit to her home. Her attorney says she needs to gather some medical records and other items related to her case. The judge is also going to allow Rita to visit her elderly husband, Arthur, who is in jail awaiting trial for murder. Rita Bixby's attorney plans to ask that the death penalty be dropped from her case since she was not at home during the deadly standoff. She is accused of knowing about the plan to attack officers and doing nothing to warn police. We told you investigators believe the deadly shooting was over the widening of Highway 72, which would have taken some of the Bixby's property. Eminent domain often comes into play when states and cities want to take private property for public use. But a recent Supreme Court case set a precedent that could expand that definition to include private use too. Today, Governor Mark Sanford said he's committed to helping protect the property of private citizens. Sanford says the court decision is a step in the wrong direction when it comes to protecting one of our most important constitutional rights. He also said the Kello decision means we'll have to take a new look at existing laws in South Carolina, even though the laws are already strong. Sanford suggested a bill for the next legislative session to limit which governmental authorities can use eminent domain, also better define the term public use, and tighten the definition of what constitutes a blighted area.
Now, Storm Team 7 on your side with Live Viper.
It doesn't get much better than this. I mean, hardly any of us hit 90 again today. Take a look at Live Viper. Nothing to be found at about 125 miles as we span the area. Let's show you the southeast. It's a little wider view, and it shows you that because of high pressure to the north, that has helped squash all that stuff down, the moisture and rain, and all the clouds even, all the way down into about central Georgia and over toward Hilton Head and Charleston, but not getting any farther to the north than that. And here we sit. Just splendid weather here for August number 2. A nice night to head to Malden to the National Night Out festivities at the Malden Cultural Center. That's the old Malden Elementary School. Check it out in Malden, 6 to 9. I believe it's 5 till 9. There'll be food, there'll be some entertainment, lots of things to do for National Night Out in Malden. In fact, I'll see you there as soon as I can get my little skinny legs in the car and head on over that way. Let's take a look at high pressure in northern Kentucky, southern Ohio. That's the main weather maker, keeping the wet rain away. And as you can see, it's all kind of concentrated along a stationary front that's just kind of breaking up. Again, many of us not even seeing 90 again today. Currently 87, Spartanburg 85, Greenville 83, both Asheville and Hendersonville. Hardly a breeze blowing out there. And again, what's left of that one-time cold front, you know, that brought us the rain over the weekend, this is still just a little piece of that. And its influence has been felt all the way back to almost Mississippi. Let's advance the maps. We'll look at Wednesday first. Well, if you like today, you like tomorrow. It could be a little warmer. We're thinking probably low 90s, maybe 92 or so. Tomorrow, 93 is not impossible, and that's for Hump Day, and we think it'll be rainless. Now, as we get into Thursday, another beauty, but again, temperatures should stay in the 90s, but maybe actually a little cooler with an approaching front, and we're thinking that front right there should at least bring on a chance of rain as we get into Friday. Now, you didn't think it would last forever, did you? 80 degrees, still pretty warm tonight at 9 o'clock. That'll be about mostly clear sky cover-wise in Union. And for tomorrow morning in Union, rise and shine, 70 at 7 o'clock, and looks dry and maybe about 94. That'll get your attention. For tomorrow, well, we'll start tonight. Hendersonville in the mid-70s, should be dry, mostly clear in the morning at 7 a.m., 64. And it looks pretty dry tomorrow, but a hot one, 87, not too far away, the Apple Festival coming up in Hendersonville. Got to think about that. Look at that 93 tomorrow, good old Wednesday, and again, that's dry. For Thursday, 92, and a little bit cooler with a chance of rain with an oncoming front Friday. Looks like about 91 on Friday. Here comes the weekend, small chance of rain, maybe 30% both weekend days, and we'll kind of hover around the 90 mark. That's not so bad for August. Western North Carolina, 87 tomorrow, and dry, 86 Thursday. And it looks like a chance of rain, a small chance of returning on Friday in through the weekend in Western North Carolina. But needless to say, mid-80s in August for the mountains. That's not so bad, is it? I don't hear any answers out there, so I guess we better go back to Tom and Amy and find out what they think about that forecast.
Us, Jack. Thanks very much. Jack made mention of this. This is the 22nd annual National Night Out. This is a program that brings together your neighbors and law enforcement to help fight crime. National Night Out is also designed to heighten crime and drug prevention awareness and generate local programs. Plus, it sends a message to criminals, letting them know that neighborhoods are organized and fighting back.
It's assessing whether a person can remember things.
A high-tech helper to assess head injuries. That story's next in a 7 on Your Side Medical Watch.
One Carolina man wants to show you what it means to have courage at 5:30, how he never gave up on life.
Plus, a new program could make daycare a reality for children and women who need it the most. New at 6, how it could change the lives of thousands of people.
Okay, team, this is the biggest project we've ever done. So, Sue, you're the team leader. I'm going to be looking at you on all points. Got it? Sue? Sue, you're taking care of this, right? Sue, the future of your team rides on the success of this project.
I understand.
That's our Sue.
Looks like Sue's thinking about Arby's Market Fresh Turkey Ranch and Bacon. We're talking roast turkey, creamy ranch spread, and thick-cut pepper bacon. It's so good, it'll have you saying, I'm thinking Arby's.
She was born a month early. We were a little worried.
When they found a spot, first thing I thought was, I'm not going to be here for my granddaughters.
When they recommended a bone density screening, I signed right up.
With Mary Black Healthcare, technology comes with personal attention and genuine care. The care you see in our high-risk maternity and cancer specialists and in our preventative screenings.
Mary Black's Special Care Nursery was there for Hannah.
Mary Black's the right choice for us.
My bones and I like Mary Black just fine.
The world's changing fast. And keeping up's difficult. These kids have seen so many changes during their young lives. I can't give them the future, but I can help them prepare for it. And I feel better knowing that somebody is doing the same for me.
Your Farm Bureau insurance agent, helping all the everyday heroes, just like you.
Uh-oh, little one. What you got there? You don't need all that, little bear. Now that's enough, yeah. You can be be sure. With Charmin Ultra, less is more. When we say less is more, less is more. More absorbent than the regular Ripple brand for sure. What you used to love, now you're gonna adore. With Charmin Ultra, now that feels good. Less is more. Chow, chow, chow. Ultra. Charmin.
My toes were numb when I walked.
My life was miserable because of plantar fasciitis.
I was born with flat feet, and my feet hurt me all my life.
My knee was in pain for over a year and nothing was working.
You can't imagine what 20 years of back pain is like.
I knew I needed a better solution for my bunions than what the doctors were telling me.
From the moment I stood on the Good Feet arch support, I felt immediate relief.
The Good Feet store in Greenville, South Carolina, and Hendersonville, North Carolina.
I was surprised that the Good Feet arch support system could do so much.
Please slow down. My dad works here.
We work here too. And if you won't listen to the kids on the signs, then listen to this. SCDOT and the Highway Patrol have teamed up to launch a major enforcement blitz in work zones. The fines are high and our policy is zero tolerance. Or you could just listen to a child's simple plea.
Please be careful. My mom works here.
Dents, dings, fender bender, rear ender, whatever. Even a little hit's a big deal. But at Maaco, a big deal means a great deal, especially if you're paying out of your pocket for repairs. An independent study confirms that, on average, Maaco repairs cost 33% less than at body shops and car dealers. Maaco gets the job done fast, at a great price, and guarantees a seamless repair. Little hits, no big deal, just a great deal. But only at Maaco, the Cosmolision specialist.
This portion of News Channel 7 is brought to you by Handley's Furniture, quality furniture built for a lifetime.
On the Medical Watch tonight, football is a rough sport. Players are always at risk of concussion. Well, how can you be sure whether a head injury is serious? As Pamela Graham explains, a new sideline screening tool can assess the damage in just minutes.
Football players can take some hard hits on the field. And you can't always see the injuries.
A person who's had a concussion is at a higher risk for other injuries, including a second concussion and a third concussion.
In fact, those repeated concussions can be deadly.
Some athletes will end up with severe brain swelling that is very rapid, and they can die within 6 to 12 hours.
This device may one day help prevent those deaths. It's called Detect and can be used to screen for brain injuries.
It's a device that's put on the head that's hooked up to a computer, and there's a computer screen basically in the visual field in the goggle portion of the head-mounted display.
Then questions appear on the screen and the player uses a handheld device to answer them. The player gets instructions on exactly what to do through the earphones.
It's assessing whether a person can remember things.
The team coach or doctor doesn't have to do anything other than help put the device on and read the results. The information can help decide whether the player can safely return to the game or needs emergency help.
You can get an immediate result, and also, since all the data is stored in a computer, one could go back and analyze it in different ways and look deeper into some of the individual answers.
A few college teams are now offering the researchers feedback on the device, food for thought to help make the playing field a little safer. Pamela Graham, News Channel 7.
The Detect device could also be used in the military when a soldier is injured in the field or in the emergency room to assess brain injuries. A new study finds 44% of girls, 62% of boys say they've participated in strength training, but about 10% of those kids are using supplements. While protein shakes and powders are the most common, some teens also admit to using steroids, growth hormone, and other potentially harmful products. The news is even worse for teens who smoke. For the first time, researchers say kids who smoke or are exposed to secondhand smoke are much more likely to have metabolic syndrome. That's a combination of problems, including excess belly fat, high blood pressure, and insulin resistance. Metabolic syndrome can lead to heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. The drug Celebrex has a new label featuring a prominent warning for possible cardiovascular risks. The FDA asked Pfizer, the maker of Celebrex, to add the warning after a panel of experts found the drug raised the risk of heart attack and stroke. Celebrex is in the same class of medications as Vioxx and Bextra, which have been pulled off the market. Stay with us. News Channel 7 at 5:30 with Brian and Amy. Starts now.
Thanks, Tom. An unprecedented step for man in space. A Discovery astronaut is getting ready to perform repairs to the outside of the space shuttle.
Also today, California says yes to recognizing same-sex couples at country clubs. Will other states follow suit?
And if you want to sell something, don't miss Craigslist. How you can get in on this hot new trend and your live Viper forecast.
Live and on your side, this is News Channel 7 at 5:30.
The American people are of our astronauts.
A special phone call from the president as shuttle astronauts look to go where no one has gone before.
And before we get to that tonight, we have breaking news out of Toronto.
A passenger jet is burning at the Pearson Airport in Toronto. We have some tape of the scene. An Air France passenger jet caught fire after reportedly skidding off a runway at Toronto's Pearson Airport. You're looking at the video from that scene right now.
You can see the smoke there. These pictures show the flames and smoke billowing from an aircraft. It's a passenger jet in a tree-lined filled area close to that airport. A lot of the traffic slowing on the interstate that goes by there. No incoming flights are being allowed to Toronto's Pearson's Airport. The plane, a Boeing 737, about 200 people on board, reportedly. A Toronto radio reporter says she saw that jet turn into a fireball after it tried to land there at the city's airport. So an incredible story unfolding in Toronto tonight.
And we also know that the pilot and the co-pilot have made it to safety, as well as some of the passengers. We understand about 2 busloads of passengers have been taken to area hospitals there. And you mentioned that highway there. That's the 401, the busiest highway in Canada. So you don't want people stopping on that highway to take a look at the scene there. So it's causing some major problems there.
All right, well, we'll have more updates as we get more information.
Also today, President Bush had some kind words for the shuttle Discovery astronauts.
He is calling them risk takers, and for good reason. This crew is about to do something no other crew has done before, and it's all about trying to get home safely. Manuel Gallegos reports on these new developments in Discovery's return to flight.
A long-distance phone call from the president for a job well done.
Thanks for being such great examples of courage for a lot of our fellow citizens.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. We want to tell you that we really enjoy what we're doing. We really believe in our mission.
Next up, a mission first, sending an astronaut out below the shuttle belly to fix a small but troubling problem.
Our nominal plan is simply to get a hold of this gap filler and pull it out, and we expect it will be that simple.
A close-up inspection of Discovery revealed 2 1-inch pieces of this gap filler material sticking out between the thermal tiles. And if left in place, it could cause the shuttle to overheat on re-entry. After days of weighing the risks, scientists figured better safe than sorry. So armed with scissors, pliers, and a little saw, astronaut Stephen Robinson will venture out Wednesday.
Well, like most kinds of repairs, it's conceptually very simple, but it has to be done very, very carefully.
Robinson will be guided by the space station's giant robot arm.
There's not risk to the astronaut himself. It's more of a risk of doing damage to the space shuttle.
The shuttles have returned safely to Earth with this problem before, but in the aftermath of the Columbia catastrophe, they don't want to chance it. Manuel Gallegos, CBS News at the Johnson Space Center.
Now, this fix will be a risky maneuver. Astronaut Stephen Robinson will be trying to tug out a ceramic fabric filler with his gloved hands. If that does not work, he's going to have to use forceps or even a saw. The spacewalk Wednesday is likely to take about 7 hours. The shuttle is set to return to Earth early on Monday.
A scare on a double-decker bus today closes a major road in London. At one point, police got reports the bus was on fire, but that turned out not to be true. Police checked the bus and there were no explosives inside. But what they did find was a case of engine trouble. The incident was not an attack, but a false alarm. Meanwhile, British police working on the London transit attacks are focusing on the network behind the terrorist suspects. Investigators want to know who helped plan the attacks and who helped finance them as well. Police in Britain and Italy are questioning 21 suspects. They want to know whether there's a connection between the July 7th bombers and those accused in the attempted bombings about 2 weeks later.
A carefully targeted explosion in Iran hits British and American targets. The device was hidden in a trash can on the 10th floor of a building where BP, British Airways, and Daimler Chrysler offices are located. Officials say it's no big deal, nobody's hurt, only the windows blew out.
A worker with the NIH is accused of threatening a tax assessor with anthrax in Florida. Michelle Legister was arrested in Maryland at the National Institute of Health. Police reports say
Legislator left threatening messages last month at the office of an appraiser with Broward County. Police say she was upset she lost a claim for tax relief on property she owns in Florida.
Snipers were positioned along with heads of state to bury a king. King Fahd was buried in an unmarked desert grave. He was 84 when he died yesterday. His body was wrapped in his own brown cloak. That's different than in other Muslim nations who bury their dead in white shrouds.
The president has made the Central American Free Trade Agreement, or CAFTA, official. President Bush signed CAFTA today, saying he hopes it will advance peace and prosperity throughout the region. Opponents of the trade agreement call it a job killer. Meanwhile, Bush signed the bill in the East Room, where he said it will actually boost jobs here in the U.S.
3 locations in Iraq are hotspots for violence that's claiming more Americans. 7 U.S. Marines are dead. They were killed in a town northwest of Baghdad. The military says another Marine died yesterday in a car bomb 50 miles southeast of Haidatha in the volatile Euphrates River Valley. And insurgents are posting handbills now all over Baghdad, claiming they killed 10 U.S. troops and seized their weapons.
Nearly 20 reservists with the Air Force in Charleston will report for active duty next week. They are with the 315th Aero Medical Evacuation Squadron, the unit Governor Mark Sanford used to be a member of. They will join about 36 other reservists who are going to be deployed in April to Iraq.
An Amtrak train engineer is injured. A truck driver is dead after they met on the tracks in a crash near Raleigh today. 220 people were on the train when it slammed into the truck. No one is seriously injured, even though several train cars were knocked off those tracks.
The Seattle Mariners have suspended pitcher Ryan Franklin for 10 games under baseball's new steroid policy. Franklin is the 8th player to be suspended under that new policy. His suspension comes one day after Rafael Palmeiro, a player with the Baltimore Orioles, admitted he unintentionally took steroids. Palmeiro is now facing a 10-game suspension and striking out with the Hall of Fame.
The only suspect still jailed for Natalie Holloway's disappearance answered some tough questions today. Joran Vandersloot is the 17-year-old son of an Aruban judge. Behavioral specialists were questioning him today. Authorities are trying to figure out what happened to the Alabama teenager. She disappeared 2 months ago. Coming up, one teacher decided it was more important to teach the kids how to break the law than to do their homework.
Also tonight, if you want to find something for a great price, then turn to Craig. Tonight we'll tell you about his website that's hotter than ever.
It makes me feel hopeless at times and discouraged because I don't feel like the system is doing all that it can.
It is a headline that's being repeated again and again. So is there another way to deal with pregnant women addicted to drugs? New at 6, we find out.
And right now we're going to find out what our traffic situation is looking like. Amy Brown is standing by. Good afternoon, Amy.
Good afternoon, Brian, and we are looking pretty good through the upstate right now. As far as the interstates go, just one area that's slow, southbound 85 around Highway 291. A general slowdown there that could delay you by about 3 to 5 minutes this afternoon. But as you can see from Air 7, for the most part, we are looking just fine for your ride home. I'm Amy Brown. That's your latest live drive traffic brought to you by Mako Collision Repair and Auto Painting, America's Body Shop.
Sometimes the worst crimes.
The defendant claims she was held prisoner here.
Somebody replaced every single window in this house with unbreakable plexiglass.
Are the ones that happen in neighborhoods just like yours.
I don't think so.
That's her story. Let's prove her wrong.
Daddy went to work. Mommy played with matches.
I don't care how depressed or stoned or whatever she was. Nobody has a right to do this to kids.
The new drama, Close to Home, CBS Tuesdays this fall.
Dinner time is back. Bring them to the table with the unique home-style taste of original recipe. Hand-floured in a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices and fried to golden perfection. Right now, get 10 pieces for $8.99. Add the fixings to make it a meal. Bring back dinner at KFC. Ready for a tasty bargain? Check this out. Introducing the new 99-cent KFC Snacker. 100% hand-floured chicken breast, pepper mayo, and crisp lettuce freshly prepared on a sesame seed bun. Now your dollar goes further at KFC.
Choosing Medicare coverage can be confusing. Carolina Medicare Prime from Carolina Care Plan points you in the right direction. Anyone with Medicare Parts A and B may apply. There are 2 plan options, so you could select the one that best fits your budget. Most generic prescription drugs are covered in each plan. There are no additional plan costs for annual checkups, screenings, and wellness programs. Both plans offer lower-cost hospital stays and provide easy access to specialists. Carolina Medicare Prime from Carolina Care Plan.
Is the IRS keeping you up at night? Are you afraid of losing everything? Don't let the IRS control your life.
Hello, I'm John Harris, president of J.K. Harris & Company. The IRS can attach your wages, your pension, your savings, even your Social Security checks. If penalties and interest have made your IRS problem go from bad to worse, call us now.
Call the IRS experts at J.K. Harris now for your free confidential tax settlement analysis.
Call 1-800-694-8505.
Smart is saving 25 to 65% on back to school. Genius is finding all the hottest brands. Brilliant is getting all your shopping done at Prime Outlets with names like Reebok Outlet Store, Ann Taylor Factory Store, Pottery Barn Outlet, Tommy Hilfiger, Banana Republic Factory Store. Over 70 stores at 25 to 65% off. Prime Outlets Gaffney, the power of passionate shopping.
Around the nation tonight, a former English teacher faces charges of having sex with a minor.
Sandra Beth Giselle, a 42-year-old mother of 4, is accused of having sex on 2 separate occasions with a 16-year-old male student. Police say it happened while she was a teacher at Christian Brother Academy. The school fired Giselle in late June after she was first caught having sex with another student in the back of a car.
A victory for gay couples in California. The state's highest court ruled country clubs must offer spousal discounts to same-sex domestic partners. The case that sparked the decision came out of San Diego, where an avid golfer was upset that her partner was charged to play at the club course, while it allowed relatives of married members to play for free.
Also tonight, a man on a motorcycle leads police on a high-speed chase in Utah, where his speed reached about 130 miles per hour. The chase ended when the biker missed a curve and wiped out, flipping his bike and skidding about 1,000 feet down the highway. He suffered a skull fracture and several leg injuries.
Our tennis coach, he's like, well, there's 2 moose over there. Joyce, let's go see him.
Hey, people living in Spokane got to see quite a show when these guys showed up. 2 moose at a park. Neighbors spotted the animals. They immediately called in police and wildlife officers because they can be dangerous. Wildlife officers pulled out tranquilizer guns and darted the animals. They were then taken back to their normal habitat.
And coming up, his name is Craig, and he has a list that you might just be interested in. Straight ahead, why millions are logging on and buying and selling anything you can imagine.
I'm telling you, pretty nice day, but we are warming up. Wait till tomorrow, in fact. We'll discuss those temperatures with your full live 5 forecast coming up.
All right, Jack, and the state is promising to put daycare within the reach of children and women who really need it. New at 6, how you can get into the program.
I don't want to...
And right now, there's a live look at the Pearson Airport in Toronto, where an Air France plane is on fire there. You can see the smoke coming from that plane. We will have more on the fire and what happened here on the evening news coming up tonight at 6:30.
Coming up on the King of Queens, some kooky cousins invite themselves
Don't you dare go to New Orleans without us.
on Harry's dream vacation.
We'd actually slow you down because we don't drink.
Neither do we! But when Doug ditches them,
What are you, crazy?
I've been taking a picture. Picture's evidence. It's guilt gone wild.
I don't know why they call this place the Big Easy.
It's hard. Next on the King of Queens.
Tonight at 7:30 on News Channel 7.
Nobody can do what Maaco does. Maaco can repaint your entire car, fast. In most cases, just a few days. Our economical ambassador paint service is only $229. Make it easy, make it right, make it Maaco.
Joey, do you come from a large family?
Yes, George. Why do you ask?
They're here.
They must have heard about the Whirlpool Duet washer and dryer.
Whirlpool's Duet Laundry Pair can wash up to 16 pairs of jeans in a single load and dry them super fast. Plus, the Duet can even handle fine delicates. Whirlpool's Duet Washer and Dryer. Enough cleaning power for even the largest family. Check them out now at H.H. Gregg.
Smart family, Joey.
It's in our genes, George.
What would you do for a friend? How about save her life? News Channel 7, St. Francis Health System, and the Susan G. Komen Foundation are on your side to help fight breast cancer. With the Buddy Check 7 program, it's simple. Pick a friend, then remind her on the 7th day of each month to perform a breast self-exam. Log on to WSPA.com today to receive your Buddy Check 7 packet. Do it for a friend.
Look, this whole wireless thing should be easy. You want to be treated right, and you want your calls to go through. Well, Suncom figured that out. They're there for you when you need it, and they hook you up with the largest GSM network in America. Pretty simple, huh? Suncom brings you truth in wireless.
We're Suncom, and we get it.
Woohoo! Gatlinburg is so much fun, it brings out the bear in me. So who wants to ride with me? Good, we have a volunteer. There's mini golf, rides, the aquarium, loads of stuff for you human folk. And it's all in this beautiful mountain setting with the trees. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good.
If you're going to the mountains, it only makes sense to stay in the mountains. Visit Gatlinburg.com or call 800-73-VISIT.
Oh, yeah, right there. That's the honey spot.
Know why I'm senior member of the stunt crew? Absorbine Junior. Its liquid relief penetrates fast, absorbs the aches and soothes the pain for hours, and gets me back in the saddle. For muscle pain, Junior's the name, Absorbine Junior.
This portion of News Channel 7 is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers.
Millions rely on this guy. That's Craig. They use him to help find mates, a pet, even a new home. How does Craig do it? What started out as a community internet list where you could buy and sell tons of stuff has turned into one of the hottest things out there on the net. In the 7 on Your Side Consumer Watch, Christy Lou Stout takes you behind the scenes at Craigslist.
This is Craig. He's a simple guy with simple pleasures, like a stroll around the neighborhood. 10 years ago, Craig launched Craigslist to keep his pals up to date with what's happening in San Francisco. Today, 10 million people a month access his site. In terms of traffic, it's one of the web's top 20 portals.
I think people like us because of the culture of trust we have on the site, the culture of goodwill, and people manage to get stuff done.
Craigslist, like its founder, is unfussy and approachable. No registration, no pop-up ads, just a place to find a new job, a new apartment, even a new love interest. Craigslist doesn't charge users for ads, only employers for job listings. Annual revenue at the privately held company is said to be around $7 to $10 million, prompting eBay to buy a 25% stake last year. Craig remains the chairman of the company. He's also a customer service representative, handling more than 600 emails a day. As for the CEO job, he's handed that over to Jim Buckmaster.
The site's very simple and easy to use. It cuts across all aspects of life. If you're a newcomer to a city, you can get basically everything that you need to create a new life is there in one site.
And the papers are feeling the pinch. Craigslist is so good at online ads that it's been accused of destroying the classified ad revenue for local newspapers. Digital media analyst Bob Cawthorn says Craigslist is costing Bay Area papers $50 to $60 million a year.
The great thing about it, which is fascinating, is that this group of fewer than 20 people have ended up taking away the most important business franchise for 3 newspaper organizations in the Bay Area alone that have gross revenues of close to $1 billion and 6,000 employees. So digital media changes the economics of business altogether.
He adds that the print industry can still compete by decoupling print from online efforts and by focusing on customer service. Newspapers the world over may soon have to heed that advice. Craigslist is going global, with sites launching in 19 countries, including India, South Africa, and the UK. Yet Craig insists he has no plans for world domination.
We've observed over the years that when an organization grows, it grows more dysfunctional as it gets bigger, and no one's really figured out how to solve that. So staying small is really good.
Craigslist has little interest in going public, nor does it want to expand from its quaint Victorian home base. Despite the millions of dollars in sales, the eBay investment, and yes, the media attention, Craig is holding fast to his guiding principle. Keep it simple. Christy Lou Stout, CNN, San Francisco.
And you may be curious, right now there is a Craigslist for Charleston and for Atlanta, Georgia. You can look for lists that target the upstate of South Carolina, and we are told they're coming soon.
All right, Amy, Congress is preparing to tighten laws to protect you from identity theft. The move comes after several high-profile security breaches at companies, including Choice Point, which is based in Georgia. There are two bills on the table right now. One would make companies that sell information accountable to the same standards as financial institutions. It also sets guidelines for notifying customers and merchants anytime there is a security breach. The TSA is eliminating 54 screeners at Charlotte's airport. The cuts will reduce the number of screeners at Charlotte Douglas to 266 and represents a 17% reduction. Well, as you may know, London has a lot going on right now, but if you are traveling there soon, you have a new place where you can stay. And believe me, it is no frills. The first Easy Hotel opened at Lexham Gardens in London. It has about 34 rooms that come in about 3 sizes: small, very small, and tiny. And only 3 of them, we are told, actually have windows. There's no bar or lounge. Like I said, no frills here, people. But the prices are great. They start at about $35 per room.
Now, Storm Team 7 on your side with Live Viper.
Are you news people quite through? May I do the weather? Thank you very much. Brian said I can do the weather. All right, let's take a look, shall we? Live Viper, nothing to behold as far as any precipitation, unless you want to hop in that automobile bubble and head south. You can find some showers, maybe even some thunder showers, South Georgia, and you got to head all the way down to around Hilton Head or Charleston to find anything on Live Viper. A little bit in Tennessee and, of course, Virginia. Here's a look at those temperatures. We managed to stay below 80, at least most of us. Oddly enough, Knoxville hit 90, Augusta hit 90. Everybody in between, you see, is still in the 80s, and who the heck's complaining about that? High pressure, of course, the main weather maker. There it sits. It has pushed all the moisture down to about Augusta and keeps it that way. Good news. So any precipitation, clouds included, obviously. Clouds bring the rain. They are along that boundary or imaginary boundary of what's left of an old stalled-out cold front, now stationary, what's left of it. And again, it doesn't seem to have the momentum to head up into the northern part of our area and bring us showers. But things will change. Can you handle another maybe day or two without showers? That's the way it's looking with the dominance, again, of that big high-pressure ridge. 83 Asheville, Hendersonville, 85 Greenville, now Spartanburg, 87, 88 in Greenwood. Again, there's the big high. Any rain is well to our south. And again, the wind's blowing kind of now out of the northeast. And some actually out of the Atlantic off the east. We have a onshore breeze. So again, we've got humidity. That's in place with winds off the coast. Let's advance the maps. We look at Hump Day Wednesday, much like today, but warmer. Tomorrow will be warmer as that high moves out and off the coast. We pick up more southwesterly winds. Don't be surprised if you see some low 90s tomorrow. Maybe even some mid-90s down toward Greenwood, Newberry. Thursday, much the same, but Thursday's looking maybe a little cooler, and it will be cooler on Friday as that front, the one we showed on the previous map, gets here. Now, tomorrow, look for temperatures around mid-90s toward the Midlands, as we mentioned, maybe Abbeville 95, a little cooler up the road, low 90s, Spartanburg, Gaffney, as well as Greenville, easily about 91, Clemson the same, Walhalla 90. Waynesville at 83, Brevard 84, 87 in Hendersonville. That's pretty warm. 91 over in Rutherford. And again, these temperatures are not exceptionally warm, as you can see. Now, the next 7 days, here's what you really want to find out about, right? The weekend. That's what we're all concerned about, it seems. For tomorrow, look for another dry day, about 93 degrees, some a little warmer. We're looking at 92 on Thursday, and no precipitation, we feel. And then we get into Friday, a little cooler with the front, though. The front should bring a little chance of rain by Friday afternoon. And, of course, how convenient, we'll keep it for Saturday and Sunday, that 30% chance for Saturday and Sunday afternoon. But, you know, we'll remain in the upper 80s to low 90s. And the mountains, obviously, a little cooler.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jack. All right, straight ahead, an amazing guy. When we come back, you meet an amputee who's creating his own vehicle from scratch.
Also tonight, 2 law enforcement officers died in this standoff. Now the victims' families want to know why the trial might have to move. We investigate that problem at 6.
UPM Wednesday. T-Boss and Chili of TLC have saved space for you.
They don't know we're coming.
They're on the road, ambushing their most talented female fans with an unbelievable opportunity.
Some of you will participate in a competition. From that group, one girl will perform on our new single.
Next stop,
Miami.
where the hot performances make every decision tough.
Y'all gonna make me cry.
Then it's Veronica Mars.
Wednesday night beginning at 8 on UPN 62.
Still don't see the advantage of live Viper?
Most radar beams only scan at ground level. But with Viper radar, the beam jumps upward after each scan.
Higher and higher into our skies, showing up to 14 layers of real-time weather information.
During storms, this instant data saves precious minutes, helping you take cover.
Helping to save lives.
With Viper, you see changing weather more clearly.
We forecast it more accurately.
That's on your side weather coverage.
Farrell Kia of Spartanburg has every new Kia outlet priced with discounts up to $10,000 off retail. Plus, Farrell Kia will beat any Kia dealer's advertised price by $500 or give you a new Kia for free. Brand new 2005 Kia Optima sedan, outlet price just $98.88. Or a brand new 2005 rugged Sorrento SUV, outlet price just $15,588. Farrell Kia of Spartanburg.
We're open late in the upstate with the lowest prices in the nation.
When the years caught up with my shoulder, it was time for expert care.
There's only one place good enough for my players.
These knees aren't what they used to be.
At Mary Black's Advanced Orthopedic Institute, state-of-the-art care is available to athletes and everyday people alike, so you can stay on top of the things you do.
Mary Black got me going again.
Our game is good, thanks to the orthopedic doctor, Mary Black.
Mary Black keeps me young.
Stay with us. Swing on the blue.
Moving to the horizon.
Swing on the blue.
Now you're flying again.
It just feels better with an Aqua Velva man. Introducing Aqua Velva Ice Balm Aftershave. Alcohol-free, vitamin-infused. Skincare from A to V.
It's the country-style lunch with beef short ribs, pork spare ribs, pulled pork, and chocolate chess pie. Weekdays on the buffet, $6.39. Round up your appetite. Golden Corral. Everyone deserves a good meal.
Hi, I'm Jeff Ostheim of Ostheim Financial Group, Incorporated. With over 20 years in the financial services industry, you might think my approach to financial success is, well, conventional. You're in for a surprise. Call us or visit our website at www.ostheim.net. At Ostheim Financial Group, Incorporated, we implement innovative strategies so you can invest with confidence. I'm Jeff Ostheim. I'm here to help.
This portion of News Channel 7 is brought to you by Dodge.
And finally tonight at 5:30, a North Carolina amputee found a way to fulfill his passion for motorcycles and overcome his handicap all at the same time. Kate Barker brings us his story tonight.
It was 33 years ago when a mobile home came crashing down on top of Bill Hines.
I was setting it up on blocks and the wind blowed it and it come crashing down, hit me in the back of the head, drove me in the ground, broke my back, my spine.
He lost both his legs in the accident, but it didn't slow him down.
I've had it to 110 one time, and law, I don't do that all the time. But just to try it out to see what it'd do, and I've got it up to 110.
Passionate about motorcycles, Bill and his friends built a three-wheeler just for him. All the controls right at his fingertips.
He's mobile now. He goes anywhere he wants. Come home, he ain't never here. Well, he's always gone on it.
Building the bike was a lot of hard work. It took more than a year of planning and several months to build, but friends and family of Bill's say they hope it serves as an inspiration to others.
I guess you just don't let it get you down because that's the way he's always been. If you You go in his house and look, he's built everything in his house down to suit him.
Bill and the bike are popular around town. Some say he should start a business building these bikes for others. But for now, Bill says he's just taking some time to enjoy the ride.
Sometimes you go to bed and wake up in the morning and you think, well, I'm going to jump up and put my shoes on and take off. And they're not there. It's hard. It's a fight every day. And I guess I'm one of these dummies who just ain't lay down and quit.
In Concord, Kate Barker, News 14, Carolina.
And stay with us, everybody. News Channel 7 at 6 with Tom and Amy is next.
2 officers died in this standoff. Now the victims' families are worried the trial may be moved. We find out if their concerns will be answered.
Drug addiction, it is robbing the lives of our future generations. We tell you if there's help.
And I think that's why so many people go back, even though it's abusive.
Victims of domestic violence often can't afford daycare for their children. See how the state will help. Those stories and your live Viper forecast. Good evening, I'm Tom Crabtree.
And I'm Amy Wood, and for Pamela Graham. The Anderson Police Department is waiting on some test results now to figure out if a baby stillborn, was the result of the mother's drug use. Investigators say Iona Michelle Goss admitted to using crack cocaine just hours before she delivered her baby. According to police, Goss has already lost the custody of one child because of her addiction previously. She's being held now at the city jail on a bench warrant charge, but she could ultimately face homicide by child abuse charges depending upon test results on this case. The crime would carry 20 years to life in prison. The solicitor says crimes like this would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
One of the biggest obstacles to mothers who want to end their addictions is there's little help for them. There are only 3 places in the entire state where women can go to rehab while living with their children. The one in Greenville is called the Serenity Place. News Channel 7's Jill Schroeder shows you how it can help turn lives around.
Sitting behind a desk in her own office is the last place Denise Gambrell would have pictured herself 7 years ago. That's how long she's been sober after a decade of drug addiction.
And at my very bottom, I was homeless, pregnant, and addicted to crack cocaine, wanted to stop and didn't know how.
Denise's motivation to get help was the baby, so she told her doctors and found the Serenity Place. Her daughter is now a healthy 6-year-old who reminds her mother every day of how far she's come.
She is a blessing because I know if it had not been for her that I wouldn't be where I am today.
Now Denise tries to help other drug users come clean. She's proof that the treatment really can work, but she also knows that's one of the hardest steps to take.
There's the fear factor of going in and the denial factor of the disease that keep people from getting the treatment.
Help is out there. Some say there's just not enough. Others say it won't do any good unless the addict wants to get help.
1 in 5 population have some substance abuse situation, and we probably treat 1 in 100.
The inner desire, yeah, it's important, but, you know, it is there in a lot of women, but they just don't know how. They just don't know how and where to seek the help.
The Serenity Place is where Denise found her strength. She just hopes she's able to give others the same gift. In Greenville, Jill Schroeder, News Channel 7.
And for more information about substance abuse treatment at the Serenity Place or the Phoenix Center, you can call 467-3790. Also, behavioral health agencies in most counties provide similar rehab. There is usually a cost that is covered by Medicaid, or the agency will try to work out a payment plan based on your income.
We've started seeing so many more of these cases, babies victimized by mothers who use drugs. Well, one solicitor is calling now for changes in the system to handle moms who are indeed addicts. In December, Pamela Cruz Reyes pleaded guilty to unlawful conduct toward a child. The Cherokee County woman gave birth to a little girl, and they both tested positive for cocaine. Reyes admitted that she smoked pot and used cocaine while pregnant. The solicitor, Trey Gowdy's, prosecuted 3 of these cases in 6 months. He says addicts need more access to contraceptives, and Gowdy says they must be assured that if they do get health care, the government won't come down on them. Well, in 2001, the U.S. Supreme Court refused to overturn the homicide conviction of another pregnant, crack-smoking mom in South Carolina whose baby ultimately died. Regina McKnight was convicted under a state law that made it a felony to cause the death of a child under the age of 11 through abuse or neglect. She's now serving a 12-year sentence at the women's prison in Greenwood.
There's new help tonight for victims of domestic violence who have children. One of the problems is that many of the victims cannot afford daycare for their children while they go back to work. Capitol reporter Robert Kittle tells us how the state is now stepping in to help.
They said that to anybody before.
Her name really is Jane Smith. She didn't want us to conceal her identity.
My husband became alcoholic and abusive.
It was her then 8-year-old son who finally said they had to leave. But then Jane ran into a problem that hits a lot of domestic violence victims.
He had never been in daycare before. And so not only was it a problem, how would I pay for it, but just, you know, even how to go about it, how to talk him into it, all of that was a concern. But a big part of that is that your daycare bill can be half of what you earn when you work in a job that pays very little or just above minimum wage, you know.
Now, the state will help. The Department of Social Services just announced a new program to give child care vouchers to low-income victims of domestic violence. Family income has to be below 150% of the federal poverty level, but they can get the help for up to a year while the victim works, gets job training, or goes to school. DSS doesn't know how many families will ask for the help, but it's a common problem.
At any given point in time, there's between about 17 and 1,800 children, 12 and under, in domestic violence shelters in South Carolina.
At first, Jane could only get a job in fast food and could have used the help, so she thinks this will make a big difference.
A lot of times, you know, the thought would come in my head, well, if we were still home, I wouldn't have to worry about this. And I think that's why so many people go back, even though it's abusive.
In Columbia, Robert Kittle, News Channel 7.
DSS estimates that program will cost between $2 and $3 million. The money will come out of its regular budget. Its director says the agency has reduced staff and administrative costs to come up with the money. Meantime, Governor Mark Sanford's former spokesman may have to go to jail after all. Will Folks is charged with domestic violence against his fiancée. Folks resigned from his position just before the charges became public. He still says he's innocent, but decided to plead guilty over the weekend. Folks mentioned he may try to get pretrial intervention that allows charges to be dropped in exchange for counseling. But the solicitor who would prosecute the case says his standing policy is to not grant PTI to people convicted of domestic violence.
The clock is ticking away to get a security plan in place for the Abbeville shootout trial. Who can forget those scenes as state and local police fired hundreds of rounds of ammo at a home in Abbeville County. SLED's chief, Robert Stewart, says that he's never been in anything like it in 30 years of law enforcement. A father, mother, and son, Arthur, Rita, and Stephen Bixby, are all charged with setting a trap for deputies and killing 2 law enforcement officers. News Channel 7's Cherish Keats was in court today and has more on a serious deadline for this trial.
Bizarre twist in court today. Stephen Bixby filed his own handwritten motion asking that the charges against him, his mother, and his father be dropped and that all 3 be released. The judge says he has to review this motion but says he will likely throw it out.
Stephen Bixby faces the death penalty. Judge Mark Westbrook agreed to a change of venue but says he wants a jury to be chosen outside the county and then brought back to Abbeville for the trial. Bixby's attorneys say they're also concerned about security, so the judge ordered Sheriff Charles Goodwin to come up with a security plan.
We'd like to have a case right here in Abbeville County. We will go beyond and above to see whatever it takes to maintain and keep the trial in Abbeville.
After the sheriff creates his security plan, he'll meet with the judge, prosecutors, and the defense attorneys in about a month to go over that plan. At that time, the judge will decide whether or not he can have the trial here at the Abbeville County Courthouse. And we're told that the trial date for Stephen Bixby will most likely be sometime between mid-February and mid-March. I'm Cherish Keats. News Channel 7 is in Abbeville.
Thank you, Cherish. Now, this entire case, prosecutors say, centers on road work on a state highway. The shootout happened on 4 Union Church Road in Abbeville County, right next to Highway 72. Deputy Danny Wilson was the first officer on the scene of what became a 14-hour standoff. He was killed when he went to talk to the Bixbys. Investigators say he was talking to them about a dispute with the Department of Transportation. The DOT was taking part of the Bixbys' yard to widen Highway 72 at the time. Constable Donnie Oots was killed when he went to help Wilson. There are still a lot of questions about how much Oots knew about the scene there when he arrived, An analysis of 911 tapes at the time shows 24 minutes passed between Deputy Wilson's call to dispatchers and when anybody showed up to check on him. Rita Bixby was also in court today. Her request for bond was denied, but she will be allowed to visit her husband, who's also in jail for the murders, and she gets a supervised visit back to her home. Coming up tonight at 11, find out how the victims' families are taking that news.
Also in your news this evening, a Greer man is behind bars after a shooting in Taylors. It happened this afternoon in the Oakview Village apartment complex on Bowling Road. Deputies say 25-year-old Theodore Brooks shot 23-year-old Telly Witcher after they got into an argument. Witcher was rushed to Greenville Memorial Hospital with several gunshot wounds. Deputies say, though, his injuries are not life-threatening. It's meth lab number 30 for Greenville County this year. Deputies are on the scene cleaning up the lab found this afternoon on Peden Road. We're told a warrants team was serving paperwork this morning when they smelled a chemical odor. A man at the home was arrested, but a woman who was there ran away.
Spartanburg Public Safety officers want some help tonight to find a guy accused of injuring one of their own. Officers say Troy Patrick Moore dragged a public safety officer down Duncan Street this morning with a car. Investigators say the officer went to arrest Moore, and after they watched him throw a beer can and marijuana out the window, Officer Michael Longshore was caught in the driver's side door and dragged 50 yards before he was able to get free. You're asked to call Crime Stoppers if you spot Moore. Officer Longshore suffered bumps and bruises.
And I have seen the prices jump out of sight.
If you're struggling with the costly care of medications, good news. A program to help you afford prescription drugs. Next.
And parents, if you're suffering from school supply sticker shock, listen up. We find out how else public schools are spending your tax money.
Well, I'll vote for Wednesday, like today, Tuesday, much the same. Well, let's pull it off and see when the rain is on the way, because it is in your forecast. That's coming up.
St. Francis Orthopedic Services are #1 in South Carolina. For thousands of patients, that's not just a lot of hoopla.
I finally convinced him his knee wasn't going to heal itself.
When he took that spill, we needed a good doctor, fast.
They care for me, for my mother, and for my new granddaughter.
With Mary Black Healthcare, technology comes with personal attention and genuine care. It's been the Mary Black vision for years, and it's going to stay that way.
We're staying on the go thanks to Mary Black.
Our doctor is at Mary Black.
Mary Black's the choice for the women in our family.
What does summer mean to you? This summer means savings. Get Charter Digital and enjoy your favorite channels in crystal clear digital, including your local channels and over 30 channels of digital music, all with no long-term contracts or expensive equipment to buy. Just more ways to enjoy your summer.
Get Charter's Digital Big Package for just $39.99 per month for 3 months.
The world is full of choices: career, family, education. Founded in 1906, Southern Wesleyan University has historically focused on the needs of its students by providing a high-quality education within a distinctly Christian environment. A rich tradition, a promising future. At Southern Wesleyan University, without question, you will know you made the right choice.
Round-the-clock neonatal care, St. Francis.
Class hasn't started for many South Carolina students.
But many school closets are already stuffed with supplies. In the 7 on Your Side School Watch tonight, we took a look at Brushy Creek Elementary School in Taylors. The Greenville County School District pays for all these supplies you see. So why are you sent on a scavenger hunt for even more supplies? That's what we wanted to know. Principals tell us they simply don't have enough money to cover everything.
We can't afford to do that for every child. You can imagine with 700 children in our school what that bill would look like. Now, I feel like we do a lot, and we would love to be able to do it all, but we just can't.
Well, many of you can't afford the bill to buy basic school supplies either. For help with free supplies, you can contact your local United Way.
Children in Spartanburg's Boys and Girls Club are going home with very special memories tonight. They got to watch the Carolina Panthers this morning up close and personal. The kids followed the players through their morning warm-ups and the drills too. This special Kids Day was a reward for hard work all year long.
Are you looking for some help paying for prescription drugs? An old program is getting some new life right here in the upstate. We have that story next.
Right now, we'll look at your midday pick 3 numbers, 997.
And your midday pick 4, 1266.
Sometimes the worst crimes.
The defendant claims she was held prisoner here.
Somebody replaced every single window in this house with unbreakable plexiglass.
Are the ones that happen in neighborhoods just like yours?
I don't think so.
That's her story. Let's prove her wrong.
Daddy went to work. Mommy played with matches.
I don't care how depressed or stoned or whatever she was. Nobody has a right to do this to kids.
A new drama close to home. CBS Tuesdays this fall.
Ricky Skaggs. His name is synonymous with the best bluegrass in the country, and he'll be here in Spartanburg for a free event at Barnett Park. You can see Ricky and the Kentucky Thunder live on August the 14th at 7:30 p.m. It's all part of the free 3-day event, August 12th through 14th, in the heart of Spartanburg, South Carolina. Hear Ricky describe how the impact is real in his life. For more details, check out theimpactisreal.com.
Comes at you fast. Nobody helps you get ready like Nationwide. Investments, retirement, insurance.
Nationwide is on your side. Okay, you're all set. You've got your phone and features activated, charger, headset.
Sweet.
And if you ever drop a call, we'll give you a credit automatically. Is there a problem, sir?
No. I just didn't get you anything. Come.
Thanks.
When you get an automatic 1-minute credit for any call dropped on the Alltel network, what's not to love?
You hear about my accident?
I'm driving on the highway.
I wasn't looking.
Airbag goes off, steam just popping all out of the engine.
Good thing our insurance company is Amica.
Amica's great.
At Amica, we built our business on customer referrals.
They'd help me pick out the right coverage.
And when it came time to pay the claim?
Like that.
And it was like they were happy to give me the money.
Does your insurance company do that?
Find out what everyone's talking about. Switch to the insurance company that understands it's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated.
You gotta get Amica.
Call Amica. Call Amica today for a free, no-obligation quote.
This portion of News Channel 7 is brought to you by Spartanburg Methodist College. Here's today's market close from the Summit National Bank Stocks page.
Well, listen to this. 360,000 South Carolinians don't have insurance.
That number makes you think for a minute, doesn't it? And that, of course, means all those folks, your friends, your neighbors, don't have the money to pay for medicine that they need. Now, a new partnership is formed in South Carolina that can help. News Channel 7's Kristen Nastasia shows you how to cut your drug costs.
In this world,
drugs are expensive.
dishing out pills can be like dollars, one at a time.
$141 if you pay cash for it.
Pharmacist Bobby Scott has watched things change in his 49 years behind the counter.
I have seen the prices jump out of sight.
Prices that have his customers pinching pennies every day.
I can't buy but just so much of this control group.
So much need.
There are occasions when I have gone ahead and let them have it.
Now, several agencies in South Carolina are together trying to get everyone their meds.
Easy forms, easy communication, so that they will be able to receive the medications that they need free or nearly free.
Here's how it works. Instead of coming here to the pharmacy, you log on to the website or call a toll-free number. They're going to ask you some simple questions, and from there, they'll tell you what you're eligible for. Through Partnership for Prescription Assistance, it's a clearinghouse all pharmaceutical companies are part of. For pharmacists like Scott, their business might suffer, but others won't anymore because they'll have their pricey pills. In Greenville, Kristen Nastasia, News Channel 7.
All right, now to the need-to-know stuff. To apply for this help, there are two ways to do it. You can use your phone and call this toll-free number. It's 1-888-477-2669. You can also head to the internet. We have a link at WSPA.com. Be sure to have your prescription information handy.
Now, Storm Team 7 on your side with Live Viper.
Looking good, a nice one, a good looking day. Can we pull it off again for tomorrow? Here's a look at Live Viper, a clean sweep, looking around the Carolinas and Georgia. No precipitation. Whoops, I misspoke. There's some rain south of Atlanta and some all the way down toward the coast. But hey, it's not moving in our direction. That's the good news. It has been hanging to the coast and South Alabama and Mississippi all day. For one reason, high pressure to the north is potent enough to keep all of this kind of squashed on down toward the coastal area. And here we sit, just another day in paradise, looking good, and we can pull this off. I know we can. We can do it again tomorrow. Now, it didn't quite hit 90, a lot of us today, but that's going to change because, again, the high pressure that has kept all of this to the south sits right about right there. And it will slowly but surely move to the east, and as it does, we will pick up more moisture coming in on the backside from the Gulf. So the temperatures are going to go up, the rain chances will go up too, and we'll tell you when what we expect over the next several days. 87 currently, Spartanburg 85, Greenville, Asheville 83, as is Hendersonville 88 in Greenwood, no 90s. Now there may be a few folks in between in some of the other communities on the back porch. The thermometer hit 90, but most of us stayed below that mark. Tomorrow's another story. Some of us tomorrow may hit about 92, 93, maybe even mid-90s, down towards, say, Saluda County, Newberry, maybe down toward Whitmire, even Greenwood, perhaps even in the low to mid-90s. Not much of a breeze blowing out there. Well, what's going on? It's good weather for it at, of course, Malden, at the Malden Cultural Center, the old elementary school, till 9 o'clock. It's National Night Out. A lot of activities, food, drink, fun. The police will be there, and a lot of kids, a lot of good things to celebrate community-wise for the Malden community. I'll see you there just in a little bit. There's the big high pressure again, keeping the rain away. Remnants of that front, that one-time cold front, is where all the rain happens to be hanging right now. The high, as it moves east, we get more southwesterly flow, so the temperatures, guess what, they go up. We don't see any rain, however, for Wednesday. We don't really see any rain chances in here on Thursday. Good news. So when's the rain coming? Well, it will increase. The chances of rain will be in here by Friday when the front gets here. 79, about 9 o'clock, still pretty warm in Greenville. We're seeing that the low actually at about 68 first thing in the morning and mostly clear. Greenville, you'll see about 93. A little hazy, too, tomorrow afternoon. Here the next 7 days, notice those temperatures do go up. We're looking at, again, about 93 tomorrow, 92 on Thursday. No chance of rain until maybe Friday, but it'll be with us the chance on Saturday and Sunday. Western North Carolina, you're looking at a little cooler, upper 80s for the next couple of days, but no rain in the mountains till Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Been nice to see the sun for a little bit.
It has been pleasant, yes. I'd forgotten what it looked like.
Kind of myself. Thank you, Jay. Thanks. We'll find out what's new at Greer in addition to the head coach. Pete has the countdown to kickoff and more coming up.
The awards, to me, is better than any place I've ever been.
So you're not doing short hauls. We're talking about long haul traffic, moving out west, and that's a good deal.
We run 379 Pete's, W9 Kenworth, top-notch equipment. 3 years, you get a new truck.
When you get the receiver's doors and you bump those docks, you will not touch that freight.
Our company's motto is focused around 2 words, dignity and respect.
If you've got the right stuff, Buell's the right company.
Please slow down. My dad works here.
And we work here too. And if you won't listen to the kids on the signs, then listen to this. SCDOT and the Highway Patrol have teamed up to launch a major enforcement blitz in work zones. The fines are high, and our policy is zero tolerance. Or you could just listen to a child's simple plea.
Please be careful. My mom works here.
Elegant. Refined. Impeccable quality. Exquisite design. timeless beauty. The very best. Geis & Sons. Spartanburg.
It's back to school sports time, everybody. You're ready for the season. You've gotten that physical. What? You haven't gotten that physical? News Channel 7 and Doctor's Care are teaming up so you can hit the field. Choose any of 5 Doctor's Care locations in the upstate and get that physical for just $25. Daytimes, evenings, weekends, and pick up your free News Channel 7 stadium cushion. Now go get them.
Visit WSPA.com and click on the Doctor's Care link, or check your local listings for the office nearest you.
It's a trick! Drama, conflict, history, betrayal, suspense, tragedy, history, ritual, revelation, ceremony, romance, pageantry, celebration, triumph. This is the family show too big to fit on any screen. Under These Hills, outdoor drama, the greatest show under the stars. This portion of News Channel 7 is brought to you by personal injury attorneys Harris and Graves.
And easily tonight.
And let us proceed.
This large-scale juicer can handle almost any type of fruit or vegetable like celery, oranges, and carrots while featuring a titanium-coated cutting blade.
We have a price tag of $250. Is the right price higher or lower? Lower. Lower is correct. You win that and another punch. Tell us more, Rich.
Will do, Bob. This ionic hair dryer has 3 heat and 2 speed settings, plus a cold shot button to help you create your favorite hairstyle every day.
Higher or lower than $48?
Lower.
Lower. You got it. 3 in a row. Let's make it 4. Listen.
Whether you're mixing cookie dough or cake batter, this 12-speed stand mixer gives you the power you need. It includes turntable, tilt head, and mixing bowls.
It is not $67. Is it higher or lower?
Higher.
It is higher. It is higher. You won them all. You get 4 punches. Punch out 4 holes and do not pull out the slip in the hole. 1. Now break that's a pretty weak punch. There, 2, 3, 4. You're punching much better by the time you got to the last hole. All you needed was get warmed up. You punch that out and won yourself $250. Now, that seems to make you quite happy. You can take that and quit right now. No. You're going to give it back. You're going to give that back and go to the next hole, and I believe the next hole is right here. She gave up $250, which is not a lot of money, but it's not a little money. But she has more money. She has $500. Now, this is rather serious money. You're going to give up $500. I can see her later saying, I had 500 and I ended up with 50 bucks. All right. Now listen, there are a lot of $50 prizes on this board. If this child ends up with $50, nothing more, you are partially responsible, audience. But another whack at 500. Now, there's only 1 hole left.
Let's go.
Only 1 hole left.
Okay, let's do
When
it.
you were standing in line, if someone had said, you're going to win $500, you would have just been delighted, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Now you have.
We're going to go for it.
Going on. Going on. She's determined. I've done all I can to protect her economic condition. Back to $250. $250. $250 it is. Thank you, Lindsay. We'll be back with another pricing game after a little business with you.
Pick up a specially marked Nestle Crunch Bar, and you could win unlimited Napster downloads for a year. 1,000 wrappers are instant winners. Nestle Crunch. Why be plain when you can be crunchy?
Here's a money-saving tip from Miracle Ear. When you can get 2 for the price of 1, take it. Especially when it's 2 of our most popular Miracle Ear digital hearing aids for the price of 1. That's right. Get 2, pay for 1. This offer is only at Miracle Ear, and with over 1,000 nationwide locations, many in Sears stores, personalized service is always close by. So call 1-888-504-4411 for the store nearest you. But hurry, this special 2-for-1 offer ends June 29th.
Heartburn's back.
Ooh, deal me back in. You mean out. Tums EX can't keep acid from coming back. Choose the chews that work fast and last.
New Malox Antacid Barrier.
I'm new, I'm a chew. And I give you fast relief, plus a long-lasting protective barrier that keeps acid away for hours.
Thanks, Malox. Now we can play for hours.
You bet. New Malox Antacid Barrier. Choose the chews that work fast and last.
Your Smart Start, miss.
You need 4 bowls of Smart Start to get the vitamin C in 1 bowl of Total.
Your grape nuts.
More than 10 bowls to match Total's calcium.
Chef recommends 2 spoons.
2 spoons.
Special K for you.
And even 20 bowls of original Special K couldn't equal the whole grain in Total. Only Total has 100% whole grain, 100% of 12 vitamins and minerals, and 100 calories.
We'll take Total.
Sorry, no substitutions.
Total, 1 bowl, 100%.
Introducing Johnson's Soft Wash Extra Care Body Wash. With a touch of baby oil, it relieves dry skin for 24 hours, leaving it feeling baby soft all day. So there's little difference between your skin and your baby's.
Discover the next great phenomenon. Rockstar in Excess premieres CBS Monday, July 11th.
I've told Dolores to get her bid in mind. So whatever we bring out here, what are you going to bid?
I have to see it first.
Who's our next contestant, Rich?
Bob, it's Michael Bezos. Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Michael, will you join us right here, please? And now, what is the next item up for bid?
It's an exciting game table. Play chess, checkers, or backgammon on this wooden game table. Features a reversible game board, and all the game pieces are included.
And look at this very young visitor. That is Zoe. Zoe is 2 months old, and she's from the Department of Animal Services, City of Los Angeles. She needs a home. You want her, all right? You want her. Thought you want her? Great. Go to the Department of Animal Services, City of Los Angeles, and Zoe is up for adoption. Oh, how darling. Yes, if you don't live out here, you can get a friend like that at a shelter near your home. All right, now we want bids. Let's see. You arrived last, Michael. I'll start with you.
$965.
$965, Florence.
$1,000.
$1,000, Dolores. Dolores, what do you bid?
$850.
$850. Vito. $1. $1. Actual retail price, $600. Vito is the winner. Vito, I welcome you to the stage. Now, Vito, you have a smiling, happy attitude, and you are going to smile even bigger and be even happier when I tell you that we have not 1, not 2, but 3 prizes.